Good morning, students. Welcome to yet another video of History, Chapter 3, Nazism and the Rise of Hitler, Part 3. In the previous class, we discussed about Hitler's rise to power. Today, we will discuss about Nazis' worldview, the youth in Nazi Germany, and finally, we will discuss about ordinary people and the crimes against humanity. We will start with the first subtopic explaining about Nazis' worldview. Nazis' worldview is not is nothing but the synonym of Hitler's worldview. In this heading, it is explaining about Hitler's view about Germans and the people around him. According to Hitler, there was no equality between people, but only racial hierarchy. So it means Hitler never treated people equally. Hitler and the Nazi supporters, they believe that there are some races who are superior to others. The background for this belief he got from Charles Darwin and Herbert Spencer's theory to explain plant and animal species. According to Nazi ideology and Hitler, the German Aryans were the pure class. The Nordic German Aryans were much more superior to the Jewish people at that time. So, according to Hitler, the Nordic German Aryans, they were known as the pure group and they were superior to all the other group of people who lived in Germany during that time. So, as I said, the background for this idea comes from Charles Darwin and Herbert Spencer. So, Herbert Spencer, he put forward the idea of survival of the fittest. It means the strong will survive and the strong will rule. So, the Herbert Spencer's idea of survival of the fittest was the main driving force of Hitler. And Darwin, Charles Darwin gave the idea of natural selection and evolution. So it means the inherited variations that increase the individual's ability to compete, survive, and reproduce. So they consider Aryans to be the strongest and the most refined race which can dominate the world. So this was the ultimate view of Hitler. He did not believe in the concept of equality at all. So according to Hitler, the Aryans, the Nordic Aryans were the strongest people and they were the most refined group who can dominate the world, who can rule the world. And Hitler and the Nazi group, they also gave the idea of Lebensraum or living space. So, as per the idea of Lebensraum or living space, he believed to capture the neighboring countries. So, it means he wants to give additional space for the Germans to survive. So, if you want to give additional space for the Germans to survive, so obviously there is only one option. He has to conquer the neighboring countries. So then only he can add extra territories. So for the purpose of the Germans settlement, he decided to conquer the neighboring countries as per the idea of Lebensraum or else giving to give living space to the Germans. So once he acquired the territories, he can settle the Germans in that place easily. So that was the whole idea of Nazism during that time. So he started to experiment it in Poland. He wants to expand towards the east and put the Germans in one place So Poland was his laboratory for testing all these ideas. Now the next slide is explaining about the establishment of racial state, or else the establishment of a pure race. Hitler believed that only the Germans are pure and biologically perfect. The Nordic Aryans, according to Hitler, the Nordic Aryans were the pure group and they were the biologically perfect group. So in this idea, Nazis began to create an exclusive, pure and healthy Nordic Aryans by eliminating the undesirable groups. So to establish a pure racial state, he wants to establish Germany as a pure racial state. So in order to gain that, he divided the German community into two, that is the desirable group and the undesirable group. So apart from Germans, there are many other people who lived in Germany during that time. So according to Hitler, only the pure, healthy Nordic Aryans were considered as desirables. The rest all were considered as undesirables. So according to Hitler, the Jewish people, the Gypsies, then the black people, the Russians, then all the people from Poland. So all these people were considered as undesirables. So the German community was divided into two, desirables and the undesirables. So the Nordic Aryans were considered as the as the desirables, and balance all other group of people, they were considered as undesirables. So here we specified about gypsies. Jew means we know that the Jewish people. So gypsies means they were from the nomadic tribe called Roma, and they were found all across European continent, and they make a large ethnic minority in European continent. And it is believed that these gypsies, they were originated in the Punjab region, that is in the northern part of India, and they were known as a nomadic tribe, and they entered in the European continent between the 8th and the 10th centuries. But the Europeans, they initially they mistaked that they came from Egypt, so that is why they called as gypsies. So that is about the race of gypsies. And yeah, so now we will move back to the first part of the this chapter, explaining about the suicide. We can recollect that why Helmut's father committed suicide. So now we will highlight the reason for that. So Helmut's father, he was a strong supporter of the Hitler and the Nazi ideologies. So Hitler started a program known as euthanasia. So Hitler father, under the program of euthanasia, he supported the killing of many Germans who were considered mentally or physically unfit. So here it is explaining that Hitler Hitler was not only against the Jewish or the Gypsies or the black or the Russian peoples who lived in Germany, and he was also against the mentally and physically unfit Germans. He killed the mentally and physically unfit Germans because, according to Hitler, they were an economic liability for the country. So he accepted only the physically fit and the Nordic Aryans. So he accepted only healthy Nordic Aryans. So according to him, he don't want all the other group of people who living in Germany. So he started a program known as euthanasia. So as per the program euthanasia, he instructed the Nazi team to kill all the Germans who were considered mentally or physically unfit. So as per the euthanasia program, he killed even his own group of people. He killed the Germans also. So that is the reason why Helmut's father committed suicide. So what happened is, after the World War II, in the World War II, Germany failed in the World War II. So once they failed in the Second World War, they were scared that now the other group, the group, those the Allied group, those who won in the World War II, they may show the revenge. They may show the revenge. So what they had done to the other group, now they may they may reverse that action, may reverse towards the Nazi supporters. So Helmut, he don't want to be killed by the Allied groups, so he decided to commit suicide. So that was the reason behind Helmut's father's suicide. So, as I said, he considered the Jewish, he divided the society into two, the desirables and the undesirables, the Jewish, the Gypsies, Russians, the Polish people. So, all these people are considered as undesirable by Hitler. So, especially among all these groups, Jewish were the special target. So, among the Gypsies, blacks, and the Russians, and the Polish, and all, among all these groups, Hitler hated Jewish people more. So the Jewish people, they were the special target of the Hitlers. So he believed that the Jewish people, they were the killers of the Christ, or else they were the Jewish people, they were responsible for the crucifixion of Jesus Christ. So that is another one more prominent reason for Hitler to hate the Jewish group of people. So Jewish people largely used to do money lending, and they were doing business. So according to Hitler, the all the problem for the world itself is the Jewish people. So Hitler believed that whatever problem that is arising in the world, that is just because of the Jewish group of people. So the only solution is to eliminate the Jewish people completely. And the Jewish people, they lived in separately marked areas called as ghettos. So the ghettos means it is a slum area. It is the slum areas in the Germany. That is that separated slum area is known as ghettos. So these Jewish people, they lived in that separately marked areas known as ghettos. From 1933 to 1938, the Nazis' ideologies was to terrorize the Jewish people and make them scared and forced them to leave the country. So Hitler decided that at any cost he want to eliminate the Jewish people from his country. So continuously from 1933 to 1938, he terrorized the Jewish people. He made them scared. He find different ways to and here to eliminate the Germans from his country. He want the Jewish people to uh, uh, to to run away from the Germany. So he for that he tried different methods. He terrorized the Jewish people in different ways, and he want them to get scared and to leave Germany. From 1939 to 1945, he sent the Jewish people to the concentration camps and killed them in gas chambers in Poland. And he, between 1939 to 1945, he killed the Jewish people extensively. And he killed the Jewish people extensively, and he established a racial state in Germany. Then now the next heading is explaining about the racial utopia. Racial utopia means a system of rule based upon race. That is known as racial utopia. So Hitler, under the name of World War, He did both genocidal. He did both genocide and war. So genocide and war, they were the two sides of the same coin. So in order to create a racial a racial state, or else a racial dominant country, he want to change Germany. Pure Nordic Aryan group should rule Germany. So for that, in order to gain that, in the under the name of the World War, he did both genocide and war. So as I said, genocide and war, both are the two sides of the same coin. He targeted the Polish people. They were considered, as I said, they were also considered as the undesirable people. The Northwest Poland was initially annexed to Germany. They were sent as cattle herders in the other part, called general government, and thrown out of their own hometowns. General government means it is specified for the undesirable group of people to live. Or a general government means it is the destination of the undesirable people. So he sent the Northwest Poland was annexed by Germany, and all the Northwest Poland people, the Polish people, he sent them as cattle herders, and they were thrown out of their own hometown. Their hometown is Poland. So he annexed the Poland, he captured Poland, and he sent the Polish people as cattle herders. So thus the Polish people, they were thrown out from their own hometown. Then the intelligent people of Poland was targeted and murdered brutally. So people, the Polish people, the normal Polish citizens were sent as cattle herders, but the intelligent people from the Poland, he don't want them to survive at all. So he don't want to send the intelligent Polish people as even as cattle hoarders also, because he don't want to use the Polish people, the intelligent Polish people. They should not use their intelligence. So he want to kill them. So the intelligent people of Poland were targeted by Hitler, and he murdered that category, the intelligent Polish people, brutally. The children who look like Aryan race people were snatched off from their parents, and they were tested by the race experts. And if he is proven that he is an Aryan, and then he or she will brought up by the German families. If not, they will be thrown into orphanages. So as I said, he will allow only the pure German Aryans, the Nordic Aryans, to live in Germany. So what he is not sure about their origin. So what he had done is he snatched the children who look like the Aryan race people. He's having a doubt on few children that whether they are the pure Germans or not. So he want to confirm that. So the children who look like the Aryan race people, he snatched those children from their parents, and they were tested by the race expert. So the race expert can say, after the testing, they can say that they can analyze that whether they belongs to the pure German group or not. So after the result, after if it is the result is proved that yes, they were the pure, they belongs to the pure Aryan, Nordic Aryan group, then they will brought up by the German families. Mm, but if it is proved that they were not belong to the Aryan race, or else they were not belong to the Nordic Aryan group, then these children were thrown into the orphanages. And they have, as I said, they have ghettos. Ghettos means, as I said, the slum area. So they have ghettos, and they have gas chambers and concentration camps. So those places, they were utilized to kill the people. So in the ghettos, gas chambers, and in the concentration camps, thousands of people were targeted and killed in these concentration camps and gas chambers and in the ghettos. So this was the racial utopia of Hitler. Now let's move on to the next topic, explaining about the youth in Nazi Germany. Hitler was interested in the youth because Hitler believed that in order to set up a Nazi society, the children and the youth should inculcate the values and ideas of Nazism. The Nazis' ideologies should carry it forward by Hitler's young generation. So that was the ideology of Hitler. He wants to teach the children Nazi ideologies. The children inside and outside were completely under the control of Hitler. During this time, he cleansed the school. He first segregated the Germans and the Jewish people. As I said, in Germany, Jewish people was there, Gypsies was there, Russians was there. So many people lived in Germany during that time. So he wants to teach the German children the Nazi ideologies. He don't want the children to learn anything else. He want the children to learn only Nazi ideologies. He want to inculcate Nazi values and Nazi ideologies to the young mind. So he decided to cleanse the school. As part of cleansing the school, first he segregated the Germans and the Jewish people. He did not allow the Germans and the Jewish students to sit together. The Jewish teachers are politically unreliable, so he dismissed all the Jewish teachers from the school. Later, the undesirable children, it means the Jewish people and the gypsies, they were thrown out of the school. So initially, he, as part of cleansing the school, he segregated the Jewish people, Jewish students and the German students. Then he did not allow the Germans and Jewish to mingle. He did not allow in school also the Jewish students and the German students to sit together, because according to them, the Jewish people, the gypsies, the handicapped, and all the Russians, so all the were considered as the undesirable group. So as part of cleansing, initially he thrown out all the Jewish teachers. He dismissed all the Jewish teachers from the school. Then later he completely, the undesirable group, the Jewish and the gypsy students also were thrown out of the schools, thrown out from the schools. So finally, in 1940s, they were taken to the gas chambers and they were killed. The good German children were subjected to a process of Nazi schooling and ideological training. So what happened is, he sent all the Jewish and the gypsies, he sent them out of the school, and by 1940, he sent them all to the gas chambers and he killed all the undesirable groups. Then again, he started the school with the good German children. And this good German children, they were subjected to a process of Nazi schooling. It means, as I said, he wants to teach only Nazi ideologies to the Germans, to the German students. He don't want to teach anything else. He wanted to inculcate only Nazi ideologies to the mind of the Nazi students, the Nazi children. So for that, the textbooks were rewritten. He changed the textbook, the content of the textbook, the subjects which they learned during that time, all these he changed. That, as I said, the textbooks were rewritten and racial science was introduced to justify Nazi ideas of race. So after changing the textbook, he introduced a new textbook known as racial science. And through that textbook, through that particular subject, racial science, he introduced Nazi ideologies. He introduced the content of that textbook was Nazi ideas. Then stereotypes about Jews were popularized through math classes. And during the math classes, they popularized the stereotypes about the Jewish people. Stereotype means what? It is a generalized belief about a particular category of people. That is known as stereotype. So children were forced to worship Hitler, and they had given more time to play, and he inculcated the violence and aggression through sports. Especially he encouraged boxing, means through means he want to inculcate violence and aggression in the minds of the children. So he encouraged only such type of games in the school. He allowed only such type of games where we can inculcate and what violence and aggression in the minds of the children. That is why he encouraged boxing. And according to Hitler, the men should be strong, iron-hearted, masculine, then and aggressive. They should be aggressive in nature, and they should be intolerant towards the undesirable group of people. So these are the important characteristics required for narcissist according to Hitler. Then it is explaining about the Nazi youth organization. Hitler clearly dictated what the youth should do. His ideology is very clear. The young children get inculcated the values of the Nazis. So he has only one thing, he allows only children should learn only Nazi ideology. So Hitler's ideology is very clear. He wants the young children should learn only Nazi ideologies. So to inculcate the Nazi ideologies, now, which are the different organizations he started, we will learn now. So according to Hitler, to inculcate the Nazi values in the or else the Nazi ideologies among the young children, he said that at the age of 10, it means when the moment a child become 10 year, a 10-year-old child should join Jung Folk. Jung Folk means, it is pronouncing as Jung Folk in the German language. Jung Folk means it is a youth organization in Nazi Germany for the boys between the age of 10 to 14 years. So it means he started an organization known as Jung Folk. So the moment a boy child, when he turns into the age of 10, it is compulsory that they have to join the Jung Folk. So it is an organization for the German boys between the age of 10 to 14 years. And once they reach 14 years, so till 10 to 14 years, they will be with the organization, with the organization Jung Folk. And at the age of 14, when they turn 14, so at the age of 14, all the boys should join the Nazi youth organization. So till 14 years, they will be with the Jung Folk. It is a Nazi youth group for the children. Jung Folk is a Nazi youth group for the children below the age of 14 years. So once they were 14, at the age of 14, they need to be a part of Nazi youth organization. And the children, and in the Nazi youth organization, they were trained to worship war, glorify aggression and violence, condemn democracy, and hate Jews, communists, and the gypsies. It means to hate the entire undesirable group. So this is what he was teaching the teaching the students in the Nazi youth organization. So Nazi youth organization, later it is renamed as Hitler Youth. So in this Nazi youth organization, he taught the children to worship war, glorify aggression and violence, condemn democracy. Condemn means disapprove. Disapprove democracy. And he taught them to hate all the undesirable groups like the Jewish people, communists, gypsies, black people, and all that. So this is what he taught the children in the Nazi youth organization. After the rigorous period of training, then at the age of 18, they have to join the labor sir. So it means they have to join the army. So at that time, a German boy, when they become 18 years of age, they have to join the German army. So they have to join the labor serve at the age of 18. It means the German army. In 1922, the Nazi League was established in which all the youth were the members. In 1926, as I said, the Nazi Youth Organization, this name changed to Hitler Youth in the year 1926. So finally, Hitler's target should be only one thing. His children should be healthy, masculine, and they should be iron-hearted, and they should be aggressive in nature. They should have the strong, firm decision-making mindset, and they have to target the undesirables without any compromise. So according to Hitler, these are the main characteristics that the Nazi youth should inculcate in their life. That's all about the youth in Nazi Germany, or else Hitler's thought, Hitler's ideology about Nazi youth, or else what the Nazi youth should do. Now let's move on to the next subheading, explaining about Nazi cult of motherhood. Hitler gave special importance to motherhood, that is Nazi cult of motherhood. Hitler believed that the most important citizen of his country is mothers. According to him, girls should become good mothers. He always denied the equality status between men and women. As I said, according to Hitler, men should be masculine, iron-hearted, aggressive, and they should fight for the nation. And women should be at home, and they do not have the democratic ideas, but they need to rear pure-blooded Aryan race children and should inculcate Nazi values. So according to Hitler, there is only one role for the women. Women should be good mothers. So the duty of the women is they need to rear pure-blooded Aryan race children, and they should teach Nazi values to their children. And he encouraged women to maintain the purity. To maintain the purity of German Aryan race, he encouraged women to give birth to many racially desirable children. He awarded the women those who have more children. Bronze crows were given for 4 children. So it means as I said, he awarded the women those who have more children. So if a woman is having 4 children, the children should be racially desirable. The children should be Nordic Aryan Germans. Then if a woman is having 4 children, they were awarded with a bronze cross. And if a woman is having 6 children, she is awarded for silver cross, and if they have 8 or more children, they were awarded for gold cross. So like that, he encouraged women to give birth to more pure blooded children. At that time, at the same time, if any of the women violated the law, that is, those who maintain contact with the Jews, the Poles, the Russians, or else with the undesirable group, and if they gave birth to racially undesirable children, they were punished. So it is very clear, that clearly explaining that Hitler encouraged only women to give birth to the pure blooded children, that is the the what that is the Nazi, the Aryan, the pure blooded children, that is the racially desirable children. So he allowed the women to give birth only to the pure blooded children, the Aryan Nazis, to the pure blooded Aryan children. So he encouraged women to give birth to the pure blooded children by giving awards to them. At the same time, he punished the women who violated the law. Who violated the law, it means if any woman is maintaining any relationship with the undesirable group, like Jewish people, the Poles or the Russians or the black people, and if they are maintaining any relationship with the undesirable group, and if they gave birth to the racially undesirable children, such women were punished. If any women violated the law, let's see what is the punishment. If any women violated the law, they were paraded through the town with shaved heads, blackened faces, hanging placards on the neck announcing that I have sullied the pride of the nation. Sullied means damaged the purity. So like this, he used to give severe punishment to the women who violate the laws. The women, those who maintained relation with the Jewish people or the Poles or the Russians or the undesirable group, they were punished. As I said, the punishment will be parading through the town with a shaved head, blackened face, hanging placards on their necks, announcing that I have sullied the pride of the nation. Apart from that, he sent them to the jail and they lost their husband and their families. So, at any cost, he wants to maintain the pure, healthy society in Germany. Hitler considered this very seriously. He believed racial utopian ideologies strictly. After, so he believed that, so he wants to maintain a racial utopian ideologies. So for that, he took strict actions against the women who violate the laws. So that's all about the racial, the Nazi cult of motherhood. Now we will move on to the next subtopic, explaining about the art of propaganda. Hitler used media and language with lot of care. In the official records, we never find words like killing, mass killing, or anything, or any such terms. It means he never used the words kill, though he killed many people, murdered. So instead of that, he used the words like special treatment, final solution, euthanasia, and so on. So it is specifying that Hitler used media and the language very clear, very specifically. It means he took very care. He took a lot of care uh, before using a word, or else before what to highlight to the media. He was very particular with that. So though he killed, actually what he had done is mass killing. He murdered, he killed many people. But if you check any of the Nazi books, we can't find the word killing, mass killing or murdered. Such words we cannot see in any books which is related to Hitler or Nazi ideologies. Instead of killing, he used some other words. Instead of mass killing, he used the term special treatment. Instead of killing, he used the word special treatment. And then the final solution, then final solution, he used this word for the Jewish people, euthanasia for the disabled people, and selection and disinfection. So these were the words which was used by the Hitler, instead of the word killing, killing of murder, or else murder. So it is explaining that he never used the word murder or killed or mass killing. In turn, he used the other words like special treatment, final solution, euthanasia, selection, and disinfection. So then it is that is why we learned that Helmut's father was a part of the euthanasia program. Euthanasia, that means killing the physically and the mentally unfit people. So as per the euthanasia program, he killed the disabled people in Germany. But for that program, he used the name euthanasia. There also he didn't specify that he killed the disabled people. He did not specify that he did not order to the Nazi supporters to kill the disabled people. In turn, he said that he started a program known as euthanasia. As per the program, the Nazi supporters should kill the mentally and the physically unfit people in Germany. And Helmut's father was the head of that euthanasia program. So that is why after the failure of Germans in the Second World War, Helmut's father committed suicide. So, and we can also find evacuation. Evacuation means that the place they deported people, and he sent them to the gas chambers. So this gas chambers were also known as the disinfectant areas. He sent the many of the Jewish people and the undesirable people to the gas chambers, and he killed them. For that process, he said as disinfected areas. So the gas chambers is known as the disinfected areas. So they were telling that they were basically disinfecting the area and were not killing or murdering. As I said, he never used the word killing or murdering. So he sent the people, the undesirable people, to the gas chambers, and he killed them in the gas chambers. But according to Hitler, that gas chambers, that particular area is known as disinfected areas. And his killing, he called himself as his killing is basically disinfecting area, disinfecting that area, and not killing or murdering. And they were strictly against the use of the term kill or murder. So this gas chambers, it just look like our bathrooms, where they have a fake shower head through which the gas comes and kills the people. So the gas chamber means we can connect that to our bathrooms. In their gas chambers, they had a shower, and in that fake shower, that through that fake showers, the poisonous gas will come, and those who were inside that gas chamber they were killed by inhaling the poisonous gas. So that's how he killed the people, those who were in the gas chambers. And they used to propagate the Nazi ideologies through films, radio, posters, slogans, visual images, and so on. So through the different mass media, it means he utilized the mass media to propagate Nazi ideologies, not against the Nazi ideology. So he did not allow the mass media to propagate any news against the Nazi ideologies. So he utilized the Nazi ideologies to propagate, he utilized the mass media to propagate Nazi ideologies. So he propagated the Nazi ideologies through films, posters, radios, visual image, slogans, and so on. And they always used or else they always used it to showcase that the Jewish people were the main reason for the problems of the world, through the films and through the images, through the posters. So all these Hitler and the supporters of the Nazis, they were highlighting that the Jewish people were the reason for all the problems that happened in the world during that time. And films were made to create hatred for the Jews. And in any movies, if you see any movies which released during that time, the Jewish people, they were portrayed as villains. And the most infamous was the Eternal Jews. And in the film, so in the film Eternal Jews, the in the Eternal Jews, that was a that was the most infamous film during that time. In that complete film, they portrayed the Jewish people were the villains, and the Orthodox Jews were stereotyped and marked in that film. And Jewish people, they were referred as vermin and rats and pest. Vermin means it is the parasitic worms or insects, that is known as vermin. So in through that film, they highlighted that the Jewish people were vermins, rats, and pest, and even they referred the Jewish people as vermin, rats, and pest. So their movements and the Jewish people's movements were compared to those of rodent. Rodent means it is a mammal of an what squirrel or else porcupine. Like that group is known as rodent. So it is highlighting that in that film and all the other visuals and in the posters, they highlighted that the movement, the way the Jewish people they move, they combined to that of rodent. They had said that they will walk or else they will move like the Jewish people. They will walk or move like a squirrel or else a porcupine and so on. So they were shown with, and the Jewish people, they were shown with flowing beard, wearing kaftan. And it was difficult to distinguish the German Jews by their outward appearance, because they were the highly estimated community. So kaftan means it is a loose shirt or else a long coat-like garment. That is known as, it is a garment. Kaftan means it is a garment. So in all the posters and in the movies, they highlighted that the dress, they all the Jewish people means they were wearing the flowing, they were shown with flowing beard, and they were wearing kaftan. So as I said, it was difficult to distinguish between the German Jews by their outward appearance, because they were the highly estimated community. And Nazism worked on the mind of the people, topped their emotions, and turned their hatred and anger against those marked as undesirables. So Orthodox, I talked to you about the Orthodox Jews and the Germans. The Orthodox Jews and the Germans and the German Jews, they were very similar and they were hard to differentiate. And they were marked as stereotyped, as I said, growing beard, weird. They like in their films and all, they highlighted in such a way that they were shown with flowing beards, wearing kaftan. As I said, kaftan is the dress that they will wear. It is a loose shirt or else a long coat-like garment. So that's all about the art of propaganda. Now let's move on to the next slide, explaining about the ordinary people and their crimes against humanity. How did the ordinary people cooperate with the Nazi views? That is what explaining in this heading. What was the reaction about the crimes done against humanity? Many saw the world through Nazi eye, means many of the Germans started to adopt the Nazi views. They believed the Nazi views blindly. They believed the Jews were responsible for their misfortunes. Many believed that Nazism would bring prosperity, improve general well being, and pride to their nation. But many of the Germans are not Nazis. Most of them were passive onlookers. They just witnessed. They were scared to protest. So, few of the Germans, they supported the Nazi ideologies, but many of the Germans, they were against the Nazi ideologies, but they were scared to resist, or else they were scared to raise their voice against Hitler. Hitler and the Nazi ideologies. So a writer named Neo Moller, he looked at the passive resistance of the Germans, the crimes that happening against humanity. So he wrote in his book in all about all these situations in a very heart touching manner. So he observed that Neo Muller, he was a writer, and he looked that he observed that many of the Germans, they were against the Nazi ideologies, but they were all were passive resistance. They were not responding. They were not resisting to the atrocities which is done by the Hitler. They all were just witnessing what is happening in Germany, but they are not showing their resistance. They are not highlighting, they were not ready to raise their voice against the atrocities which was done by Hitler and his supporters. Lot of crime is happening, and the crimes are just against the humanity. So he highlighted the reality in Germany in his book. And the a main extract of his book, what he wrote in his book, it is specified in your in your textbook. He wrote that he wrote against the atrocities what was happening in Germany during that time in his book. He wrote in his book that first they came for the communist. Well, I was not a communist, so I said nothing. Then they came for the social democrats. Well, I was not a social democrat, so I did nothing. Then they came for the trade unionist, but I was not a trade unionist. And then they came for the Jews, but I was not a Jew, so I did little. Then when they came for me, there was no one left who could stand up for me. So this is the silent version of what actually happened in Germany under the rule of Hitler. So it is only the views of the German. Then another writer, her name is Charlotte Barrett. Charlotte Barrett. So Charlotte Barrett describes people's dream in her book third reach of dreams. In this book, she described how Jews felt about the rule of Hitler. Many of the Jews also believed that they are undesirable people. They are worried about their nose, hair, eyes, and their body movements. So it means it is in her book, in her book, Charlotte Barrett, she described in her book, The Third Reach of Dreams, she described about how Jews felt about the rule of Hitler. And even many of the Jewish people also believed that they were the undesirable people. They were worried about their nose, how their nose looked like, their hair and their eyes, their body movements. We learned that in the films and all, Hitler highlighted that the Jewish people walked like squirrels. So they teased the Hitler's group. They teased the movements, the nose, the appearance, the eyes of the Jewish people. So many of the Jewish people, they worried about their physical appearance. They used it to stereotype in the movies. As I said, the Jewish people, they used it to stereotype in the movies. And these images publicized in the Nazi press, and in every magazines and every posters, every slogans, the Hitlers and the supporters, they teased the Jewish people. So all these kind of films, slogans, and all these haunted the Jewish people. So this were all these feelings, the emotions of the Jewish people, and how how Hitler, how the Jewish people felt about the rule of Hitler. So all these Charlotte Barrett described in her book, The Third Reach of Dreams. Now let's move on to the next topic. That is the next topic, that is explaining about the knowledge about Holocaust. So that is the conclusion part of this chapter, knowledge of Holocaust. So Holocaust means killing operation. That is the word meaning of Holocaust. The Nazi killing operation is known as Holocaust. So how did people come to know about what is happening in Germany? That is what explained about under the heading knowledge about Holocaust. Holocaust, as I said, meaning of Holocaust means Nazi killing operation. So how did the people come to know about the Nazi killing operation, or else what's happening in Germany? That is what it is explained in this heading, knowledge about Holocaust. So the later stages of war, when Germany started to get defeated, the atrocities which happened in Nazi Germany came to light. One of the person who inhabited in the ghettos said to another person, I wanted to survive at least half an hour in the war outside, so that I can explain to the world what is happening in Nazi Germany. So he want to bring out his sorrow to the people. He wants the world to know what is happening. So it is explaining under this heading. It is explaining that like how did people know about the Hitler's rule, or else what happened in Germany during that time, during the Second World War time? How was the rule of Hitler? How did this came into light? How the public came to know? As I said, we learned that Hitler completely controlled the mass media. He utilized the mass media only to spread Nazi ideologies. The mass media was properly under the control of control of Hitler. But still, it is explaining that in the towards the later stages, the atrocities of the Hitler and the Nazi group that came into light, how it came into light. It is explaining that, as I said, he sent many of the people, he inhabited many people to the ghettos, and he killed many people in gas chambers. So one of the person who inhabited in the ghettos, he, whatever happened in the ghettos, how his life was in the ghettos, or else about Hitler's atrocities, he said to another person. And he said that he wanted to, he know that he will be killed by Hitler, but he said to another person that he want to live, he want to survive at least for half an hour in the war outside. So he want to live at least for half an hour, and he want to explain to the world, he want to reveal to the world what is happening in Nazi Germany, how was the rule of Hitler, how Hitler is ruling. He is telling he want to live at least for half an hour, and he want to explain this to the whole world. He wants to bring his sorrow or else his pain to the whole world. He wants to know that the difficulties what they faced under the rule of Hitler and the Nazis. So he decided to reveal everything to the world, and he said whatever he faced in the ghettos and the rule of Hitler, he said to another person. That's how the Nazi rule, or else the Hitler rule. Till that date, Hitler kept everything secret. But later, it is highlighting that through this person, it reached the world, or else Hitler's rule this came into light. But it is explaining that uh, this came to light only after the defeat of Hitler. We already learned that Hitler and his army failed in the Second World War. So after the failure of Hitler's, this person, whatever he experienced, he explained to the media. It came into light. He addressed the public. So, but it is explaining that still Nazis made all the necessaries to stop the spreading, to stop spreading the news that they lost in the war. So they lost in the Second World War, but the Nazi followers, they don't want that to be highlighted through the news. So the Nazis, they made all the necessary measures to stop spreading the news that they lost in the war. So Petrol had given to all the officers to destroy all the evidence, whatever that was available. So as part of controlling the spreading the news about the Hitler's rule and their failure in the Second World War. So what they decided, wherever, which all offices the evidence is there, what all documents is there, they decided to burn it, to petrol it. So and they completely destroyed the Nazi supporters. They completely, to a great extent, they destroyed all the evidences, whatever was available related to Hitler's rule and and their failure in the Second World War. So history and the memory of the Holocaust in the fiction, magazine, poems, museums, and in the journal, everywhere we have the memories of the Holocaust. It is nothing but an evidence, those who resisted it. It is embracing a reminder, those who collaborated for that, and for its warning for those who witnessed it silently. So with this, we can understand what exactly happened during Nazi rule. So I wish to conclude that it is a warning for the future generation that we should not indulge in any such type of activities. So by this, we concluded the chapter Nazism and the Rise of Hitler. Thank you, students. Have a good day ahead.